Hello everyone, I'm MSmith from group number 3, and my topic is funk. Our group was supposed to do music of the 70s. So the term funk is derived from the African word for lufuki, which means bad body odor. African musicians are known to use lufuki to praise their band members and tell them to put some stank on it, which is also a term that is common in African American jazz. Now, the term before it was a style of music, it described qualities of music that was slow, sexy, loose, and danceable. The funky sound. African American genres such as jazz, soul, and rhythm and blues had been popularized with mainstream white America, and so the sound began to change and be blended with other white genres such as gospel rock and folk music. However, in the mid-late 60s, a new sound emerged that mixed elements of jazz, soul, and R&B, and it was called funk. Funk sold most of its popularity during the 70s and not much after that, except for when hip-hop emerged and used samples of it. A couple of things that a couple of the people who helped develop funk were James Brown. James Brown is considered to be most influential in funk. His sound helped, develop the groove of funk, and his band members actually went on to help other funk bands such as Parliament and Zapp. Guitarist Larry Graham of Sly and the Stone credited with creating the slap bass technique, which is common in funk. It's like a percussive way of playing the bass. Bootsy Collins, a former guitarist for James Brown and later Parliament, developed the space bass, which was big in disco music. Now, George Clinton started the bands Parliament and Funkadelic and developed the P-Funk sound, so he's considered a pioneer of funk. So some characteristics of funk are using instruments like a guitar, electric bass, keyboard organ, and so on and so forth. It contains complex polyrhythms and a melodic bass, which are identical traits of it. So the bass is what makes the melody instead of the higher instruments. And a lot of songs consist of just a single chord. It also emphasizes the downbeat, which means that it plays 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, like most music does. And a lot of funk bands often played soul and disco as well. And then here's a demonstration of Bootsy Collins, a popular funk guitarist, just showing some of the methods that developed and how he played his funk sound. Some other big time funk artists were Prince. He had actually one of the longest running funk careers. His career ran later than a lot of other funk artists did, and his Dirty Mind album is considered one of the most influential albums of its time, and his sound was dubbed the New Funk. Also, George Clinton, as mentioned, he continues to still make music, and he actually collaborated with some hip hop artists. Sly and the Family Stone was very influential in funk and disco and just all music at the time, and also has been influential in hip hop. In some ways, the funk lives on. Funk saw little popularity after the 70s with things like disco and such, but it was revived in the 90s with hip hop, which also often sampled a lot of the old funk songs. The Digital Underground was a movement in hip hop led by Shock G, and they were known to sample a whole lot of funk music. Tupac was a part of this movement. George Clinton described them as sons of the P, which is the P-Funk. And hip-hop duo Outkast was known for using heavy influence from funk. They've often collaborated with George Clinton as well. And then funk also heavily influenced disco, house music, and go-go. So in conclusion, funk took the music of its time to a whole new level. Just the complexity of the blending of genres is like no other. And without it, genres like disco, hip hop, and house music, they may have never come along. So I conclude with a big thank you to all the funky souls that came before me, and encourage you all to keep it funky. This is my bibliography. Thank you for listening.